Well, at this
Because
point
this
in
is
time, I don't think there is anything on the table. There is, of course, there are representations which keep coming in, from various sectors of the industry itself, whether it is in the broadcasting space or it is in the print space. But at this point in time, there is nothing on the table. I mean, not to my knowledge, at least. To my surprise, I found that there was no institutional mechanism of really examining TRAI recommendations within the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. And since I've in my earlier avatar, I was a lawyer, and telecom was an area of was a practice area with us, and with my experience on the Joint Parliamentary Committee on 2G or on telecom issues. So I have requested the ministry that an interministerial committee on the lines of the Telecom Commission, well, not exactly a mirror image of the Telecom Commission, because that was created by a cabinet notification in 1989, but something of an interministerial mechanism needs to be set up, so that all the recommendations of the TRAI are then examined in this interministerial format before government takes a final view on it. But as you are aware that eventually TRAI recommendations are non-binding in their character. Though if you personally ask me, I think it would be appropriate if government defers to statutory bodies, unless and until there is some exigency, which impels the government to take a view otherwise. So let's wait for the interministerial committee to go into the TRAI recommendations, come up with their own submissions, and then we will take a final call on this. First of all, I think I am under no delusion that I can tame tigers, and I have no intentions of taming tigers, either out of a vocation or out of a profession. But there is a very sensitive ecosystem in a jungle, which even tigers are very loath to disturb that equilibrium. Having said that, I think you need to make a distinction between regulation and administering a legal remit or administering a constitutional remit. Regulation would be if I tell you to do a particular thing or not do a particular thing. So therefore, when the INB ministry issues an advisory, we are not trying to regulate. We are not trying to gag. As I said earlier, that I am under no delusion that I can tame tigers, and that is not what my intention is. But we only sort of reappraise people that these are the statutory obligations, which you have undertaken when you've signed on to a license, and it would be perhaps advisable to keep them in mind. So I think the bottom line being that you have to make that distinction between regulation and the constitutional remit, as well as the statutory enactments, which we as the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting are mandated by Parliament to administer. The Prasar Bharti was constituted, or the Prasar Bharti Act came into existence in 1990. It was notified in 1997. Manpower issues in Prasar Bharti were resolved in 2007 or in 2010-11 with regard to with reference to 2007 as being the cutoff date, the 5th of October 2007. So it's something which has evolved over a period of time. I think there is a need to have a very serious debate in this country as to what really should the focus of the public broadcaster be. But since Now, we have an arm's length relationship with Prasar Bharati, notwithstanding the fact that it consumes three-fourths of our budget. Uh, I think we should, in all fairness, leave this call to the Prasar Bharati board to take, because if you do believe that there should be an arm's length relationship with the public broadcaster, if you do believe that it should be a board-driven organization, I think the next logical step would be that its financial autonomy also should then stand guaranteed through appropriate appropriations by Parliament.